Welcome to Bariatric Business Accelerator, the podcast created for busy weight loss practitioners and their teams who want to systematize, simplify, and accelerate the growth of their new or existing weight loss practice. I'm your host, Karol Clark, and welcome to 2026. And if you're running a medical or surgical weight loss program right now, you may be seeing more demand than ever, particularly for medical weight loss. And yet somehow you're probably feeling more stretched, more reactive, and in some cases, a little bit less profitable because it's not accidental. It's actually the new economics of medical weight loss, particularly in a GLP-1 world. And we all know the truth. GLP-1 medications are becoming more accessible to patients. It's more mainstream, there's more competition, and we're also seeing lower cash pay pricing available for patients, which is a good thing. We're seeing new formulations, including oral options, and patients are walking in with like a medication first expectation. And so we're dealing with all this pressure of people coming in, but then at the same time, your real world data does show us all that there's a high discontinuation rate within the first year, especially for those that are non-diabetic patients. And this translates into many patients stopping the medication voluntarily or involuntarily, and they're left without a long-term plan. And for those of us that really want to help our patients, which is really all the people that I work with, it's very disheartening. And so if your business model is built solely on prescribing and refilling medications, you're exposed clinically and financially, particularly in 2026 and beyond. We've been seeing it come along. Let's talk a little bit about margins. You know, I love to look at the financials, even though a lot of practitioners I work with, they kind of like that to just take care of itself, but we have to look at our margins. But GLP-1 programs often look profitable on paper, but behind the scenes, there's a lot of labor-intensive business that goes on. There's prior authorizations to obtain portal messages, refill requests, side effect management, pharmacy issues. And if we don't have some of this systematized, it can really take a toll on you and your team. So what happens then is that your team becomes a prescription sort of support desk while your revenue stays locked into that one level, even though what you're having to do is actually increasing. And it also creates burnout. It's a quiet thing that can happen, but burnout is real. And medication is growing, that whole demand, but medication only models, if that's what you may have, it's very fragile, particularly now. And there's an opportunity that most practices are missing, and that is retention. It's really building programs and support systems that help your patients throughout their entire time, whether they're taking the medication or not. They don't actually want just more visits. They want clarity. They want confidence. They want continuity. They want to know how they're going to lose their weight and keep it off, even though in our mind, we sometimes think it is medication first that we see from patients coming in. But what's the plan if their weight loss slows down? What happens if they stop the medication? How do they maintain their results if they have great results? How do they wean themselves off the medication? These are things that we have to have the answers to, and they need to know confidently that we are there as their partner to help guide them through this entire process. So we want to make sure that we're doing body composition and that we're educating them about the importance of not losing their lean body mass and what that really means for them, looking at their labs, their habits, helping them work through that, having a way for them to stay in contact with you and stay engaged with you and your team. The most resilient programs right now, and particularly for those in 2026 and beyond, are those that have some typical commonalities that I will describe. The first one is a membership style care. You may avoid that, but it's not a transactional visit. It really gives you predictable revenue while it also has clear boundaries and sustainable staffing. It creates sustainable staffing for you. And it helps your patients have a systematic response time and a program to follow and ways to stay in contact with you. The other thing is having an outcomes infrastructure. So making sure that you're always sharing with your patient what their progress is, making sure it's visible, that it's exciting, almost making it so that they're always aware of that. We want to make that very motivating for them and something unique from your practice. The other thing you want is a beyond the medication pathway. So we want to look at our patient pathways. Look at what happens when people get to plateaus, when they discontinue the med, when they're on maintenance, when they go into a relapse. The medication is just a tool, just like all the other tools we have in our toolbox, whether it's bariatric surgery, medication, whether it's our fitness system, all those sorts of things. But your system is really the product that makes you unique and helps keep your patients coming back. We know GLP-1s are here to stay, and the practices who are going to really do well in 2026 and beyond aren't those that just prescribe the most. They're going to be the ones who protect their margins with really smart systems, with increased retention of their patients, with real support and utilization of AI and some of the many tools that help make this so easy for us. We have to move beyond medication-only models, and I know most of the people I work with have more than that. We've been building up their programs. We've been looking at their pathway. We've been really enhancing that and really staying in contact with the patient in many unique ways. But that's what's going to help your models, what's going to keep your patients and your profitability inside your practice. So I hope I gave you some good ideas about moving forward in 2026 and beyond. It's an exciting time. We, as practitioners and as entrepreneurs, or even if you're part of a health system or a larger group, we have choices, and we can develop our practices as we want in the best way for the patients and also to keep it sustainable. So that's very important, and I hope this was helpful for you. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Please reach out to me if I can help in any way. Karol, Karol, at weightlosspracticebuilder.com. Lots of cool things coming your way this year and beyond. And if you want some other free resources, go to weightlosspracticebuilder.com. I'm honored to be on this journey with you, and I can't wait till we talk next. Thanks.